Initiating moisture.
Welcome to the Moist Meter. Today we're finally taking a look at the new Super Smash Bros. I know we're a little tardy to this party here. This shit's been out for like 10 days, which means everyone on the internet's pretty much forgetting about it by now. But I really wanted to wait to do this Moist Meter until I got my dick wet in this game. I wanted to play a lot of online matches, I wanted to really familiarize myself with all the mechanics and most of the characters, and now I can say I finally have, and that I really do have a firm grasp on the game and can review it properly. To quickly just shit on modern games journalism, most of the game journalists that review games don't even get past the tutorial, and they're fucking awful at the games, so I didn't want to do like a half-baked review and review this after doing like 10 adventure mode matches and 1 online match. I wanted to make sure that I could review this as someone that really put a lot of hours, blood, sweat, tears, and cum into the game. And now that I have, I can say this game is fucking great. Smash Bros. Melee is a game that is near and dear to my boners. I played the shit out of it for most of my life and most of my college life. I was never extremely good, but I was middle of the pack. I would run shit in the dorm rooms. It was a lot of fun. I didn't care much for Brawl or Smash 4, I basically just used those discs to wipe my ass with. That shit wasn't all that fun to me. But Smash Ultimate is the perfect blend of all of it. It is an extraordinarily good game. All of the characters are pretty fucking balanced. There's no unanimously awful character. Even the worst character in this game can still be played very well by a good player, and even the best player in this game doesn't just fucking steamroll and ham-fist the urethra of every other character no matter how good the player is. All of the characters can absolutely be good, which is surprising with a roster this size. You'd think the balancing would be all kinds of shitted, but it's really well balanced. Not like in Brawl, where Meta Knight was so incredibly broken and overpowered they had to ban him perpetually in any type of competitive play, and there had to be house rules when you played with your friends that no one would pick Meta Knight, or else your fucking Wii would get fucking busted because it'd be so frustrating. Or Smash 4, where Bayonetta was undoubtedly the best character by a long shot. This game has so many characters that could easily be considered the best in the game, depending on who's playing them. It's really impressive how well it's balanced. Just on a personal note though, I fucking hate Inkling. I think if you pick Inkling, Santa Claus is going to be delivering coal and cow shit into your stocking this year. Inkling is super fucking frustrating. It's just a one-trick pony, side B into buttfuck. Can't stand that character. Wouldn't say it's broken, but it's really frustrating to play against. Fuck Inkling. Moving on though, this game has a really good campaign, story mode, the adventure mode. The adventure mode I thought would just be kind of tacked on and not very fun, but it's pretty fucking deep. They have an RPG-like system, they have spirits that you pick and choose from, catered to whatever character you're playing as or your play style, that enhance certain aspects. Some that will give you an item to start with, some will just straight improve stats, give you an extra jump. It's actually a pretty decent system. There's a skill tree as well. It's not too deep or anything. You're definitely not going to get overwhelmed with the choices or anything like that. It's not going to be like Path of Exile where you zoom out and then all of a sudden you puke because it's just so much shit there to take in at once. It's like a fucking Harry Potter's book worth of text to read about the skill tree and shit. The game's deep enough to keep it fun and fresh, and the adventure mode is extremely long. It's like a 24-hour campaign. Using Olimar and my broken spirit setup though, I was able to one-shot my way through most of the game, so it only took me, an expert gamer, approximately 16 or 17 hours I believe, start to finish. So I probably have the speedrun world record at the moment on the game. Just saying, I can't prove it yet. I don't have any scientific data to back it up, but I can say with a high degree of confidence I'm probably up in the top 5 of speedruns there. The story of the adventure mode is nothing to write home about. It's really bare bones. It's not anything impressive or anything like that, but I don't think anyone's buying Smash Bros. To be blown away by a story. They want to just have some fucking fun with their friends and just smash like shit. And this game is perfect for that. You can get your fucking boys together, crack open a couple Budweisers on your forehead, snuggle up next to each other in some nice cozy pajamas, and just have a fucking blast playing Smash Bros. It's a really fun game. It's not as technical as Melee, I don't think, personally. But then again, I'm not a top tier player at this yet, so probably maybe there is more under the hood to this than I currently understand. My little reptile brain may not have been wrapped around everything the game has to offer yet. but so far it doesn't seem as technical as Melee was, which isn't a complaint. It doesn't need to be. It's technical enough to be a big gap between a regular player and a very good player. There's a lot of competitiveness to this game, and it's a really good competitive fighter. Now let's move on to my only big complaints here, and it's the online. The online is trash. It's some filthy fucking anus. It is really poor. There's not a whole lot of options, and it's so primitive. Nintendo is stuck in like the late 90s with their multiplayer understanding. They just don't get it. This shit is an archaic fossil of multiplayer. You have to pay for it too, which is just an insult. They're just spitting in your face. It's 2018. When you have to pay for an online multiplayer service, it's a joke. I wouldn't be surprised if soon Nintendo requires you to downgrade the dial-up to use their services online. They make you type in a fucking friend code if you want to friend request someone without being in the same lobby. It's room codes instead of searching for specific rooms or a host or anything like that. It's just so baffling how out of touch they are with 2018 multiplayer. It's almost laughable if it wasn't so sad because the game's great and it really hampers the experience when trying to play online. Not only is it just primitively designed, but once you're in the game, the network can't really hold itself up super well, so you'll be landing in these really laggy rooms where you're going to go frame by frame like a PowerPoint slideshow when playing against somebody. It's just rough. The online is super rough. It could easily be fixed with a patch, I think, if they put some effort into it and maybe learn how multiplayer is done these days, instead of taking notes from a textbook they found in an Egyptian sarcophagus about multiplayer compatibility. Because if they could just fix that, this game would be everything Smash Bros. Needed to be. It has everything that most people wanted. A great cast of characters, more characters to come as well. It looks like they're going to be constantly updating it with balance changes already coming out. It's just a very, very good game. But the multiplayer just holds it, the online multiplayer, just holds it back so fucking much and is a huge shit stain on an otherwise nearly flawless product. And I know you can absolutely argue that there are other flaws with this game, but I feel like they're so trivial in comparison to what the game brings that I don't even think it's worth wasting breath talking about them. Let's go ahead and plug this shit into the moist meter. I'm giving Smash Bros. Ultimate a 90%. The game is extraordinary, it's extremely fun, and it's just held back by a startlingly bad multiplayer. Not just because of really bad practices from Nintendo and not understanding multiplayer, but even the actual multiplayer itself doesn't function as well as it needs to, and it's surprisingly limited in the options that it has. But otherwise, the game is perfect if you want to just play with your friends. It's a great game even if you just want to play by yourself and do like story mode or against CPUs. It's just a great fucking game. I do think this is probably the best Smash game overall, and I don't say that lightly with how closely attached I am to Melee. I have been absolutely loving Smash Ultimate. That's it. See ya.